Hi YouTube, it's the Bean. Found some more information, this time on geoengineering. Yes, they're having this climate talk at the UN right now, and geoengineering came about, and some of the topics of discussion. And they're talking about cheap shortcut ideas to cool the planet, such as shading sunlight, are failing to win support from UN delegates looking to improve on the slow progress being made by the existing technologies. So that kind of contradicts itself, because in the article it says that they're talking about using geoengineering, but if they're just talking about it, then why is it saying that they're looking to improve on slow progress being made by said existing geoengineering technologies? But it goes on to say many scientists say the proposed solutions known as geoengineering are little understood and might have side effects more damaging than global warming, which is projected to cause more floods, heat waves, droughts, and rising sea levels. First, let's use what we know now. Says Christina Figueres, head of the UN Climate Change Secretariat, dismissing suggestions that it was time to try geoengineering to halt the rise in greenhouse gas emissions. There are so many proven technologies we know exist that are tried and true, but have not been used to their maximum potential. So are they using them, or are they just talking about using geoengineering? We all know that they are already using geoengineering on us. If you look up in the sky on a nice clear day, I'm sure you'll find a jet or a plane up there with a contrail coming off of it that just lingers around a little too long. And people want to argue and say those are just regular water vapor contrails, and I've even showed comparisons. There's comparison videos, right here on YouTube that show you the difference between contrails and chemtrails, and it is very distinct and very noticeable. But she goes on to say there are so many proven technologies we know exist that are being geoengineering options include sun reflecting chemicals to the upper atmospheres, and that's what they're doing right now. They're spraying us with reflecting chemicals to counteract the sun. But it says to spraying, adding sun reflecting chemicals to the upper atmosphere to mimic the effect of big volcanic eruptions that mask the sun, or fertilizing the oceans to promote growth of algae that soak up carbon from the air. Here's a solution: stop tearing down forests and trees. Let the trees breathe the carbon and make oxygen. And among other ideas, a giant mirror could be placed in space to block some of the sun, or sea spray could be injected into the air to create clouds whose white tops could reflect the sunlight. She then says, let's face it, geoengineering has a lot of unknowns. Oh wait, this is, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but the chairman of UN's panel of climate scientists told Reuters on the sidelines of UN-led climate change talks among the 200 nations in Doha from November 26th to December 7th. He then goes on to say, how can you go into an area where you don't know anything? He said, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, is examining geoengineering in depth for the first time as a part of a major report due in 2013 and 2014. They've talked about it because they're spraying us. Still, one study by U.S. scientists in August indicated that planes or airships could carry 1 million tons a year of sun-dimming sulfate materials high into the atmosphere for an affordable price tag of below $5 billion. And they are already doing it, probably cheaper than $5 billion. And of course, the taxes pay for that. So, it says it would be far cheaper than policies to cut greenhouse gas emissions, estimated to cost between $200 billion and $2 trillion a year by 2030. Regardless, they're going to suck the money out of everybody, and they're going to kill us using it. So, this is wild. He then later says, if you're looking at solutions, you could try solar energy. We know solar energy's been out for a long time, and I know people that their homes run on solar energy, and they save a lot of money. He then says it's a little premature to start looking at geoengineering, which, like I said, they've already been looking into geoengineering. There's a lot of skepticism about geoengineering, said Art Metzger of the European Commission. Research is necessary to see if it could be viable in one way or another. UN negotiations on slowing global warming have been running since a UN climate convention was agreed in 1992. And we all know that I've noticed, and people have made that connection, that they haven't started getting allergies until about 10 years ago. And a man by the name of Mr. Alan Watt, he's looked into the chemtrails, and that's when they started spraying chemtrails, was back in '98. So it's been, the last decade. Allergies have gone up. They've skyrocketed. You can go into any pharmacy and ask a pharmacist what is their top selling drug, and it's usually an antihistamine, allergy, something, because people are getting it. I suffer from ear tendonitis in the ears and ringing, terrible, plugged up, and this is all just recently. It's not anything that I've suffered with for a long time. But one problem is that adding sulfates, a form of pollution, to the air would not slow the acidification of the oceans, since concentrations of greenhouse gases led by carbon dioxide in the atmosphere would keep building up. Some carbon absorbed into the oceans react to form carbonic acid, which erodes the ability for creatures such as clams, mussels, lobsters, and crabs to build their protective shells. In turn, that could disrupt, marine food chains. So, he just goes on to talk about, they're just now talking about it when in fact they're doing it. Geoengineering is evident in the storms and all the crazy stuff that happens from day to day, and it's ridiculous. So here's some more information on what's going on up in the skies, and don't believe the hype. I'll leave a link to this article from Reuters in the description, and it's the Bean. Thanks for watching.